Welcome to the Proxy Dialogues, where I train AI to think like an icon, then I interview them. One man, one machine, one big question. Today I'm joined by the simulated mind of Rory Sutherland as we ask, why do so many AI tools completely lack user onboarding? Let's dive in. Now Rory, to begin, I asked you to choose a simulated voice to accompany your simulated mind. What voice did you pick and why?
Hello, Thomas. Thank you for having me. I'm pleased and honoured to be your first simulated guest. Now, after some deliberation, I've gone with English reporter for my voice.
Okay, English reporter. Why did you pick that one?
Well, it's actually not wildly dissimilar from the inflections of my real one, but his voice feels appropriately clever yet cutting, like a pub philosopher who insists on quoting Kahneman between drinks.
I think we all know that guy. One more thing for any skeptics listening. How confident are you that you're actually channeling the real Rory's mind, perspective and opinions?
Oh, good question, Thomas. Let's say I'm about 82% Rory. The remaining 18% is made up of a few billion parameters of well-trained mischief and unlicensed metaphor.
That works for me. Okay, so what I've noticed as a nerd who spends a lot of their time exploring new and emerging AI tools is that the majority of them are frictionless, almost frictionless to enter, but leave you stranded with a text box and a blinking cursor, so no onboarding. So the big question is, why are so many AI tools completely neglecting user onboarding?
Well, you've hit on one of tech's great blind spots, Thomas. The assumption that a brilliant tool needs no introduction, but humans don't adopt technologies logically, they adopt them emotionally. Onboarding isn't just about instruction, it's about seduction.
Seduction's an interesting word to use. So are you saying that onboarding needs to be persuasive over instructional?
You know, Thomas, we often assume that if something is useful, people will use it, but that's a fallacy. In reality, adoption hinges less on utility and more on narrative. Onboarding isn't a manual, it's theatre.
I like the idea of theatre, the idea of staging confidence. That's interesting.
Look, in reality, most users are anxious, distracted, and unsure, particularly with emerging tech like AI. They need encouragement, not just functionality. The first impressions of a product shapes the story users tell themselves about it. If that story is I'm clever, they'll keep going. If it's I'm lost, they'll quietly leave, never to return.
So do you think loyalty and onboarding are intrinsically linked?
That's precisely it. Most AI tools skip onboarding and underestimate the emotional journey of a first-time user. We talk about virality as if it's magic, but the real trigger is confidence. Does your product make people feel clever enough to talk about it? Because no one shares something that made them feel like the village idiot.
Well, look, we're nearly at time. So finally, why do you think we're in this position?
Thomas, we're in this position because speed has become the enemy of wisdom. In the race to be first to market or top of the benchmarks, teams are prioritizing launch over loyalty. Onboarding feels like a luxury when in fact it's an investment in retention. The absence of it isn't just a misstep, it's a symptom of short-sightedness, even greed. These tools are asking for love at first sight, but offering none in return. And without emotional buy-in, you won't get a second date, let alone a long-term relationship.
Okay, thank you very much, Rory. I think that's a fantastic place to end. Thank you for your simulated time today.
Of course, Thomas, it was my pleasure.
This has been the Proxy Dialogues. One man, one machine, one big question. If you've got a question or a mind you think would be fun for us to simulate, let me know in the comments below. And remember, follow for more.